Hello everyone and welcome to JoonYongPlays. Today I'll be changing gears and reviewing Knights of the Old Republic, a single-player RPG that was released on Nintendo Switch on November 11, 2021. For all those who are new to the game, it was first released on July 15, 2003 and was played on the original Microsoft Xbox. Later, it was adapted to PCs and even mobile devices. Before we get into it, here's a quick disclaimer. I'll be discussing main missions and events of the game, so here's a spoiler warning. If you have never played the game, I highly encourage you to go out and buy it. Since there are many ways of playing the game, I cannot cover everything. My experience of how I played might be drastically different than the way you play, but more on that later. With that in mind, let us talk about Knights of the Old Republic on the Nintendo Switch. Within the game, you can either play as a male or female protagonist, which can influence some story elements. Regardless of what gender you pick, you can select one of three classes. You could be a scoundrel, a scout, or a soldier. Each has their advantages and disadvantages as you play through the game. If you do not care about customization and want to play the game, there's an option to let the game choose an optimized template of the classes you picked. However, if you do want to go into the details, you can change your portrait, change your attributes, place your skills, set your feats, give your character a name. It is important to note that your character's max level is 20 and there's no respec, meaning that once you pick a skill, there's no way to change it for the rest of the game. You start the game on the collapsing starship, the Endar Spire, and be tasked to find the Jedi Bastila, who specialize in a force ability called Battle Meditation. You can respond to characters in the game by picking the dialogue option you want. It will be highlighted in yellow. Depending on how you answer, you will sometimes gain either light or dark side points. That's right, this game will allow you to play as a Sith if you want to. I played the game twice, the first time as a Jedi and the second time as a Sith. Many story elements will be changed depending on your affinity to the light or dark side of the Force. Once you unlock Force abilities, some abilities will cost more depending on what side you are on. If sided with the light side powers will be cut in half and dark side powers will cost double. After your escape pod crashes on the Sith-controlled world of Terrace after the Endar Spire blew up, it is here that you're introduced to your first companion, Cartho Nasi. In Knights of the Old Republic, you will have access to 9 companions. 3 of these companions are Jedi, 2 are droids, 1 is a Twi'lek, 1 is a Mandalorian, 1 is a Republic soldier, and 1 is a Wookiee. You can customize who is in your party, what they are equipped with, and switch them by hitting the R button while playing the game. Most of the companions also have their own individual quests that the main character can choose to complete. By completing these quests, the main character can also choose to romance the following 3 companions, Bastila, Karth, and Juhani. It is important to note that Bastila can only be romanced by a male protagonist and Karth can only be romanced by a female protagonist. On the other hand, Juhani can be romanced by either gender. Canonically, the protagonist ends up with Bastila, but you're free to do whatever. It is also possible to get rid of some of your allies if you wish to do a dark side playthrough. 6 of the 9 companions have the possibility of death. After finding Bastila, your team escapes from Terrace before Darth Malak bombarded the planet. Afterwards, you travel to Dantooine, where the main protagonist learns to become a Jedi from the Jedi Council. After their training ends, you will get access to Force powers and be able to construct your lightsaber. Later in the game, you will find incomplete star maps to the Starforge, a giant automated shipyard that was designed by the Rakata, or builders, to create the most powerful army of all time. Darth Revan and his apprentice, Darth Malak, used this shipyard to create a powerful army to attack the Republic. Afterwards, the Jedi Council sends the main protagonist and Bastila to find the rest of the star maps on different worlds. In my playthrough, I went to go to Tatooine, Kashyyyk, Manon, and then Korriban. As you get 4 of the 5 star maps, the Ebon Hawk will get captured inside of a tractor beam by the ship Leviathan, who is owned by Karth's old mentor, Saul Kareth. It is here that it is revealed you have been playing as Darth Revan all along. His mind was wiped by the Jedi Order. When this game was first released, this revelation shocked players and still holds up as one of the biggest plot twists in video game history. Understandably, anyone would be upset if their mind was erased, so the dark side route would make a lot of sense. However, in my first attempt of the game, I stayed as a Jedi. Once you retrieve all the star maps, Revan and his allies will crash land on an unknown world where the Starforge is located. As they explore the Rakuten Temple, Bastila fell to the influence of the dark side after being tortured by Darth Malak, while also being subjected to mind games. I found this funny and very hypocritical. The person who would constantly lecture me about staying away from the dark side fell herself. You bet I told her she was weak. It is here that you are presented with two options: join Bastila in the dark side and kill most of your allies, or try to redeem her back to the light. My Revan chose to try to redeem her, which can be easier if you're already in a relationship with her. If you fail to convince her to reject the dark side, the Starforge, you will have to kill her. Afterwards, there's a final showdown between Revan and Malak. As Revan defeats Malak, his entire group who survived are rewarded the Cross of Glory, and Revan is welcomed back into the Jedi Order. On the other hand, if you decide to join Bastila in the dark side and reclaim your title as Sith Lord, you can kill Juhani if you have not killed her at the Ancient Grove, Jolee, Mission, and Zolbar on the Unknown Planet. After the Battle of the Starforge, if you're playing a female version of Revan and have romanced Karth, he will come back to Starforge and you will have an opportunity to kill him yourself or have Bastila do it. Afterwards, you will get the dark side ending. The Republic has fallen and the remainder of the Jedi Order are being hunted down to extinction. Knights of the Old Republic was quite the journey. Regardless of your choice to play as a Jedi or as Sith, you will walk away feeling satisfied with this RPG. Because it is an older game, the graphics do not look that great, but they have been enhanced from the original game on the Microsoft Xbox. Combat can be repetitive, although it gets slightly better once you unlock Force abilities. There are also moments where I would run into invisible walls or my party members, making movement feel clunky. Another problem I would occasionally run into was the game would crash, forcing me to pray that the autosave was a good starting point. However, looking past that, Knights of the Old Republic has an amazing story, a jaw-dropping plot twist, and replayability, which will give you hours of fun exploring all possible routes. In my opinion, the final verdict of Knights of the Old Republic is an 8 out of 10. If you have not played this legendary RPG, I strongly encourage you to go out and get it on your Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PC, or mobile devices. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Please comment, subscribe, smash the like button, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one.